Hello and welcome to Kelly's Anesthesia Tips. Going to try to make today a quick one so I can just make sure that everyone knows about the upcoming meeting in Chandler, Arizona next month. Want to give you enough time to make your travel arrangements. You have already missed the early bird sign up, but there is still time to register for what seems to be dwindling anesthesia education opportunities. So first I will go to the seminars and education so I can show you that I do try to keep a list of all ongoing meetings. I do not always have them on here because I'm still learning about them, but our next one is at the, as I said, Gila River Resorts and Casinos in Chandler, Arizona. It's the Advanced Institute for Anesthesia Billing and Practice Management. Quickest acronym is AIABPM, and that is our next meeting. There will be one in Texas coming up the end of March that is geared toward more anesthesia clinical directors and clinical staff. That was an excellent meeting. I attended that one in Tampa and spoke there one year. Very good meeting. Our end of the month one, if you cannot travel, I'm sorry, not end of the month, end of the year, is November 3rd through 5th. And I don't have the updates for that yet, but if you are unable to travel or you're not in the vicinity, then this will be at least a way for you to get education. There are other opportunities such as via YouTube or reaching out to anesthesia friends, or I will also share the Anesthesia Coding and Billing Facebook with you in just a few minutes. So I have already started the 2027. If you know of any that you'd like me to add there, please let me know. So for now, we are going to go to the AIABPM. I've opened up a few of these already because registration is open. You can follow them for updates. The conference information is here, April 19th through the 22nd. And then I've got the agenda open as well, so I can show you some of the great topics that they have. Let's start up at the top here. If you come in early, I'm coming in on Saturday, so I can be there in time for the Sunday boot camp. Now, there's history behind this boot camp, and it's not, as some may think, a 101 for anesthesia billing. It's more of a kind of overview of what you're going to be looking at for the next 3 days. It can sometimes be overwhelming, but what this boot camp does is an introduction, and then kind of each of us, I do it with Doris and Dina Gauthier this year. We talk about what we've seen the last year. We try to include that and incorporate them in the slides, like I said, as an introduction. So we'll dip into a few things and then go into them deeper in the meeting. But it is a great opportunity and a low-cost add-on. So if you were thinking it was a 101, it's not a 101. We sometimes have advanced concepts in there as well. And as I said, things we've seen over the past year or so. After the boot camp, the regular meeting starts on Monday at early morning, 7 o'clock. We have breakfast with exhibitors and registration, and then there a case on that is our first one. You may be used to Vicki Mykoviak doing that, but she's kind of busy running the meeting this year, along with Lisa Farmer and Amy Turner. Thank you for keeping this meeting going. This session is an excellent one that kind of gives an overview of what's been happening on the side of providers who might not be, who are getting into trouble for things that they're doing. So if is there a case on that is a great one for you to just come and look and see what's going on with the, from the attorney perspective. And it'll be nice to see Abby Pendleton, haven't seen her in a while. So I don't have time to go over all of these. I could, but it would take a much longer video, so I'm just going to scroll through. You may know Dr. Pam. She's doing another joint session that gives the clinical with the coder biller with Angela Conlon. She's been an attendee. I'm excited to hear her talk this year. And then other names you may know, Lynn Epps has spoken. I'm doing Skin in the Game. I may sometimes give hints on what I'm doing for those, so it's like integumentary coding, breast coding, and such. So there'll be some great information there as well. Doris Branker, of course, covers hearts like nobody else. Shannon Cameron will be there as well. A lot of Florida represented at this meeting. Dr. Upadhyaya, Megan, who spoke at the meeting in Orlando last year on the No Surprises, that'll be great. Arnie Peterson, Sheena Scott, and so on and so on. Cindy, let me give you your shout out too. Cindy Rural, AAA. So I'll give you the links to all of these. Hal Nelson on OB carve-outs. Such great information. Sean West with analytic-driven management strategies. And Bellinger Moody. Now, speaking of Bellinger Moody, Bell just posted something about an anesthesia meeting that I knew nothing about. So I looked that one up. I'm going to try to add it to my website for future reference because I don't know about all of the anesthesia meetings. So if you find some that, you know, might be advantageous for people in that geographical area, this one was in South Carolina. I'll share that with you in just a minute. Let me know. Leave a comment and I will add it to my website. I did also want to recognize Rachel Carey, great speaker, heard her in Orlando, and Cindy also heard her in Orlando. So looking forward to everyone, James Bobek as well. All right, if I missed your name, sorry. I'm going to leave the link for everyone. But again, great content, great conference, great location. If you missed Las Vegas, well, Gila says they're going to bring the Vegas to you. All right, I'm going to close out with two things. One, the economic summit that I did not know about. Belle posted something on LinkedIn, and so I Googled it. And apparently this is the 9th year for this. So senior hospital executives and anesthesia leaders might be something interesting. And as I said, if you're in the South Carolina or the Carolina area, these are always great for you when you might have difficulties traveling. Okay, last but not least, I have the Anesthesia Coding and Billing Facebook. Pam will be starting this call in about 6 minutes, and I plan to be on there, so I'm going to wrap this up. But if you are not a member of the Anesthesia Coding and Billing and you're interested in this, we post questions, responses. Some are geographical, like it'll be a problem with Florida Medicaid, and I'm always happy to help with those. Or it could be some other location, and if you're from there, I have to admit, there was a pending post that I just noticed this morning, and so I went and added one for this physician. So I apologize for the delay in letting you in and seeing what we're talking about. I'm going to try Sulfagari, but welcome, and what we talk about is all things anesthesia. So you do have to submit to be a member. We'll let you in if you're not a spammer or a scammer. And then hopefully, you'll be able to interact with our group as well. I'll leave the links, end with my usual. Be kind to one another, generous with your knowledge. I, of course, support anesthesia meetings, but I cannot do it by myself. So thank you for your support of the anesthesia meetings as well.